Great. So, welcome everyone to session 3 of episode 1 of Flight of the Griffin, titled The Shepherd. We find the crew of the USS Griffin in deep space, orbiting the planet Stalus 2. You had been sent there to convoy excavation supplies and labor power and know-how to the colonists there as they excavated their way deeper into the planet's surface. Everything seemed pretty fine until when you left, you got a distress call a few days later saying that a strange madness had taken over the colony and one faction of the colony had attacked the other. Now, being responsible Starfleet folk, you ran back and saw that indeed one faction was barricaded in the visitors center and needed evacuation. There were wounded, there were dead, and the other side, armed with phaser type 2s, were advancing on them. You dealt with the situation as best you possibly could, and then realized things weren't quite as they seemed down there because both sides, both factions were pointing the finger at the other at who started this whole fracas.
Okay.
You did the responsible thing. You evacuated as many people as you could and quarantined them in one of the Griffin's hangar bays because you had noticed that there was a odd affliction or an odd anomaly in the brains and body tissue of some of the injured and dead you had examined, especially Dr. Phlox. It seemed like their like their biology was being manipulated at the cellular level, almost like ripple effects. Like if you were to slap a pool of standing water, a ripple effect going through their cellular system, going through their whole body at the cellular level and altering it. In addition to that, you found that one of the personnel you had dropped off at the colony had gone round the bend, effectively. Dr. Jasmine Belfont, who was the chief geologist that was going to be left at the colony, she was well in her right mind when you left her, but when you returned to figure out what she had learned about this strange ore you found during your time there, she had gone completely cuckoo bananas, like full on frizzled hair, disheveled office, like she had gone full Gollum, effectively.
Okay.
And she accused the person who called you, um, a woman named Sarah Shipley, of stealing something that she called the Shepherd. It is a name that you've heard in relation that some of the colonists have mentioned it like it's a god, a deity that they have found during their time in this colony. You've done preliminary scans, you've searched databases, nothing's come up. This is not a known religion in the galaxy. But you were able to evacuate everybody everybody that you could off of the colony. Unfortunately, the shuttle vessel Rumpelstiltskin was left behind and may become a permanent fixture at the colony now. And you've decided to quarantine yourself as well for potential exposure. You're not exactly sure what's going on, but you are doing it out of an abundance of caution. And it is in that time when security personnel and medical personnel have come and made a makeshift sick bay in this hangar bay that Dr. Belfont lunged at Sarah Shipley, uh, looking ready to claw her eyes out in rage. But before she could do that, she suffered a severe seizure and fell to the ground. Eyes rolled back, foam coming out of her mouth. She's in a bad state. That's where we left off at the last game. As it currently stands, Commander Hans Strohm, Lieutenant Commander Tahana Setem, Lieutenant Junior Grade Tahana Setem. I keep promoting you, and I don't know why.
I mean,
It doesn't work for this character.
A lot of times people call Lieutenant Junior Grades Lieutenant if it's...
That does help. So Commander Hans Strong, Lieutenant Tahana Setem, and Dr. Phlox are on the other side of this force shield in the hangar bay, quarantining with everybody else. Thos, who is Lieutenant Thos, who is our helms person, is on the other side of this force shield, examining everything, figuring out what's going on, because Thos was pulling off some amazing transporter maneuvers to try to get everybody off of the planet through windstorms, ionic interference, through some bad shit. And it's because of your amazing transporter work, as well as the jury rigging that Lieutenant Tahana set up, that you were able to even get off of the planet to begin with. So, we'll also say that Lieutenant Shee, we will pick up on your situation in just a moment. I do want to get you into the game, but we start in media res. We fade in on a close-up of the twitching body of Dr. Belfont. Everybody in her general vicinity has given her a wide berth, and Dr. Phlox, you know something is very, very wrong. And what is your snap decision? What do you do immediately when you see this happen?
Sedate her.
Cool. So you can go in with a hypo spray. You can see that the hypo spray is able to stop some of the convulsions, but a sedation is not enough. In fact, I'm going to instigate. I'm going to say we are in a timed challenge at this point.
Oh, dear.
Dr. Phlox, your gut instinct tells you she is experiencing a catastrophic failure of her nervous system. And she is very rapidly deteriorating to the point where she will die within minutes if you do not do something.
Okay.
So, as we start, because we can see the party has 1 momentum, I'm going to give myself 2 threat to begin the game with, just to make life that much more difficult. So, this is going to be a extended task with a time element. To reiterate how this works, you're going to be making multiple rolls in an attempt to satisfy a number of conditions to complete this task. And if you do, you will save her. You will save Dr. Belfont's life. If you don't, she will die. The setup here is a magnitude 3 task. So you will have to have 3 breakthroughs in order to succeed. There are 6 minutes before she is too far gone, and each roll will take 2 minutes. Your work track is 8, which is not terrible, but not great. And you have a resistance of 1, being that you are in a makeshift medical bay and not your med bay.
Field medicine?
Cool. Field medicine absolutely applies here. So you're going to make a control medicine check on this, as you need to be calm under pressure.
All right.
If anybody wants to assist, they absolutely can. And also, just because it's the first time that it has come up, the way that an extended task works is you will make a roll. You need to hit 3 successes in order to succeed at the roll. Then you'll roll 2 dice plus whatever discipline you were using, and the numbers that come up, that's the amount of work you will get done. You need 3 breakthroughs, and the way you get a breakthrough is if you if you get 5 or more work done on a single roll, that's a breakthrough. If you complete the work track, that's a breakthrough. And if you do any more work with the work track completed, that's also a breakthrough.
Let's get you a little bit more assistance. I might call in the 3 security guys who have medical knowledge to assist you. They have some training, probably more training than I have.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
And I mean, I'm definitely willing to assist you.
Cool.
Okay. So, and then quick question before we even get started.
Yes.
My parent figure, that only counts if I'm assisting, right? Not if I'm the one being assisted.
No, I think it's if there's 3 people. If there's 3 people working on a problem, I'll look it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
After our rolls last week, I want to try and avoid as much threat generation as possible.
Cool.
That was a doozy.
Yeah. And one of the things you can do, you can use, and this is a regular roll. So if you get above 3 successes, that those
When
extra
attempting
successes
or assisting a task,
Okay.
and 2 or more characters are involved in the task, the first complication generated is ignored.
Very good.
Good. Yeah, so for this first roll, I'm not going to do anything to it. So your difficulty is going to be 3. Any successes above and beyond 3 become momentum. And one of the things you can do with momentum is make that task happen faster. So it only uses 1 minute instead of 2.
Okay.
Man, we need we need the chief engineer in here because she's really good. It wouldn't help because it's a medical task.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's the stuff I have is applicable to tasks that are using reason or control, and the other one is engineering or science.
Yep.
So could we start with the assisting? Does the ship do a thing? Could the ship help us a little bit?
I mean, we've
how
got
would the
ship
yeah?
has
How would the
action.
how would the ship assist you?
I mean, you said we brought in biobeds and stuff, and it hooked
Yeah.
them up.
You know what? I will allow that. If you roll complications, I might remove that from future rolls, but I will allow that to happen for this first roll.
Okay. If one of you guys wants to roll our ship's probably computers plus medicine.
Yes.
1d20 counts as having a specialization.
Yeah.
Counts as having the focus.
Yeah, this would be. Yeah, it would be computers medicine.
Okay. I can roll that.
And my my focus of emergency medicine applies here.
Yes.
Okay.
And Ensign Logan, who will be assisting you, at least from the medical team.
Okay. And what am I setting the complication range to?
Complication range is going to be 1 for right now.
Okay.
And there is a resistance of 1 on this, so we will get to that if we have to roll challenge dice for the work track. Cool.
All right, I am going to roll my assist. Oh.
Whew.
Okay, here's the ship.
So got 1.
Ooh.
Okay. I shall roll for the ensign. I do not help.
Okay, and I'm just rolling the 2 dice.
You do have 1 momentum, so if you want to buy an extra dice, you can.
Oh yeah, do that.
All right, yeah. And let's buy this one. Try and get our, because if we get the the 5 here,
this is just to figure out if you succeed. Then we'll roll challenge dice, and that's where that comes in.
But you could use momentum for re-rolling of challenge dice and so on. So it's important to get more successes.
Okay. So it looks like you have 4. There is a complication there, but parent figure kicks in.
Oh, very good. Ha! Very good.
So, yeah, you're basically like, Ensign Logan is coming in there, like, getting ready to, like, administer another hypo spray, and you're like, no, that's gonna put her under. Like, stop that. And you just push him right out of the way.
No, honey, no, he doesn't need another hypo spray.
But all I have are hypo sprays. Cool. So you're gonna gain 1 momentum for this, which is good.
And then, of course, I helps.
So we get.
So
the
you're gonna
second
gain
one.
2. Great. So you generate 2 momentum off of that. Now you're gonna roll. Let's get to your character sheet. So Dr. Phlox, you are going to roll 7 challenge dice.
Whoa.
2 plus your medicine.
Okay. What am I shooting for here?
You want to get as much work as humanly possible.
Want to get 5s and 6s.
Yeah, 5s. And...
Yeah, 2s were probably better, but does the effect do a thing here?
Effects do effects do things. Let me just look that up quickly.
So 1s add 1, 2s add 2, 5s and 6s add 1, and an effect which can be good or bad.
Yes.
And 3s and 4s do absolutely nothing for us.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. So
1, 2, 3, 5, or 6.
1, 2, 5, and 6. Those are good. 3s and 4s are bad.
And I'm rolling 7 of them.
You're rolling 7 of those.
Wow.
Okay. So it looks like you're gonna do 4 work with 1 effect.
But you could spend a momentum to reroll the 4 things.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna do it.
All right. So I'll take the momentum away. This is what Dr. Phlox is good for. This is emergency medicine.
I'm, by the way, over at the medical console, just telling him what the computer is telling me, feeding him sensor data.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 7 work, I think.
7 work. That's almost done. That's almost completing the work track right then and there.
And that's 5 or more. So it's a first breakthrough, and the work track is down to 1.
The work track is down by 1. So now it reduces from 3 down to 2.
And 2 effect dice. I don't know what that means.
Cool. So you can actually do so effects can do this. You can do a progression. You can make additional work for every effect rolled. You can do scrutinize. You can because there is resistance, that's going to reduce down to 6 work, which is still very good. So you can either do an additional work, you can ignore that 1 resistance for this 1 roll, or triumphant. If you achieve a breakthrough and 1 or more effects were rolled, you can achieve an additional breakthrough at the same time.
I'll do that.
I think we should do that one.
Yes.
Yeah. We
So
don't have time for.
Can we get, because we get the 2 effects, do we get 2 breakthroughs there then too?
If actually,
we have to do the extra breakthrough once per roll.
Oh, yes, okay. That is not. Gotcha. Yeah, that is not repeatable. So you can reduce. So you can get the 1 breakthrough naturally. You can get a 2nd breakthrough because of the effect die, and you can do an additional work, which puts the work track at a 7.
Team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Additional breakthrough is probably the best choice. Yeah.
And the other one is basically getting you the exact same result either way. So
the additional breakthrough. Let's do that one.
Gotcha. So Dr. Phlox, it's like you're not even thinking. You just immediately you call a bed over, nurses run over, you get Dr. Belfont onto the bed, and immediately you are looking, and yeah, her nervous system is in complete shutdown. So you have to administer an insane amount of drugs in order to prevent a total collapse. And yeah, she's going to need extensive therapy, extensive physical therapy after this in order to repair the tissue damage done to her brain. So she's going to be bedridden for a long time, but she's not out of the woods yet. You can tell that the seizure has definitely stopped, but you've still got a little bit more work to do before you can declare that she's immediately out of danger.
She's not stable yet.
She is not stable yet. She's no longer critical, but she's got a little bit more work to do before you would feel good handing her off to one of your nurses or one of the other doctors to take care of. So, as a result of that one roll, your magnitude goes down to 1. So now you only need 1 success in order to complete this roll.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the thing. Extended tasks are very bad at the outset, but they get easier as time goes on. 2 minutes go by.
But let's still help him a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. So I'm going to need 1 more roll, same exact thing. Everyone who is still assisting can absolutely help. You only need 1 more work to complete the work track. So as long as you don't completely botch this, you should be fine.
Okay, and what is it? How many breakthroughs do we need in order to?
We just need 1
Another
more.
one.
Yep, you only need basically. Since the work track stands at 7 out of 8, if you get 1 more work done, that's it. That's game over.
Okay, awesome.
Well, I will keep on assisting. And I do. I keep on assisting. Man, cool. I am not as bad at medicine as I thought.
Yeah, man. You should be taking
transfer me back to a blue uniform.
Yeah. Career change.
Does the ship get another roll?
Yes. Nothing happened that would have stopped the ship from assisting. So the ship does not help.
Unfortunately, the adware has pulled up on the ship. I don't need to update Norton right now.
Pop up.
You have to buy the pro version to get 2 assists.
There's no currency anymore. Why is this even a thing?
You know, just turn the computer on and it's going badger.
Mushroom. Snake! Oh, it's a snake!
Memes from before most of the people here were alive.
I remember that meme. I wish I didn't, but I do in fact remember it.
Yeah, that was my senior year when that came out.
Oh my God, I'm so old. I'm so old. I turn 50 in a few months.
Oh dear.
I never saw that meme when it was happening. It wasn't until like a year ago my wife showed it to me, and she's like, "How could you never have seen this?" I felt like a failure.
Mm-hmm. Cool. All right. I have to do my roll. Yeah. Apologies. We're going to do control plus medicine, and I make a single roll.
Damn. All right.
Wow, I'm not helpful. I should be sent right into the brig. So, but since the magnitude is at 1, it's Dr. Phlox. As long as you succeed, you're fine.
Okay. We still have 1 momentum. You might want to take that.
Yeah, sure. Let's build the momentum pool. Spend it.
Cool.
See if we
Done.
Get a couple extra.
So 3 dice for you.
Assuming Dr. Phlox succeeds, that we're going to get that momentum back.
Yep.
Jeez.
Okay, so you're going to get 2 more momentum again, and you ignore that first complication. Or is that just the first one for that for this task?
The quote goes, "You have a large family with many children, nieces, nephews, and you've learned how to coordinate even the most unruly and fractious of groups when necessary. When attempting or assisting a task, or where two or more characters are involved in the task, the first complication generated on the task, either by a character attempting the task or any of the assistants, may be ignored.
Okay, so then I will rule that it does play during this roll. So you again ignore that one complication.
Oh,
you're gonna get two. You're gonna get 2 momentum back.
Our team is really good at working with each other.
And then we get the. Do we get the third from?
Oh yes, yeah. You get the
that's
bonus
right.
momentum.
That is right. That's how math works. Cool. Okay, so give me another 7 challenge dice, please.
Alrighty. Oh, that's
okay.
Not,
so.
Oh, that is not 7.
No, it only rolled 4.
That only rolled. Yeah, that only rolled 4.
So do you just want me to roll an additional 3, or just re-roll?
Yeah,
4?
let's.
Okay.
Basically, you are going to make this happen anyway. It's just how much do you slam dunk it?
Okay. It looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 2 effects.
Okay.
That should be
more
enough.
than enough. More than enough to take care of that. Great. So Dr. Phlox, having successfully administered life-saving medicine in 4 minutes, she was going. She was at death's door, but you were able to pull her back just from the last moment. And yeah, you blink, and there's Dr. Belfont, stable. She is unconscious. The foaming at the mouth has ceased. Her vitals have all stabilized. And yeah, she is now in a position to receive further care.
Very good.
Well, I'm impressed. Doctor, remind me next time I get a seizure to do that while you're around.
Well, I'll try to always be around for you.
Very good.
I was trying to look something up. So to increase the complication range, it's 1 to go bump it up 1, 2 threat to bump it up 2, etc. Assuming. That's how I'm going to go play it, because realistically I should have spent some of that threat, but oh well. I've got things I can use that threat for.
Does the threat carry through to the next scene, or does it reset the way momentum does?
Threat carries through. The only way threat goes down is if I spend it or we start a brand new episode.
Okay. I'm going to ask a lot of dumb mechanical questions as we play. I apologize for that.
Totally fine. Totally fine.
Currently, the game system is kind of a black box for me. So,
I'm gonna congratulate the doctor. That's incredible medicine that they were able to do. And then I suggest that we really need to figure out what is causing this cellular degeneration.
Cool.
So,
great. So
I'm going to propose that we start essentially an extended science task, basically like we just did, to figure out what the hell is infecting these people.
Cool.
Let's do it.
So do you want to take care of that here? Do you want to do that somewhere privately? How do you want to go about handling this?
Well, I am not an expert on biochemistry. Doc, do you have amongst your many talents, is biochemistry one of them?
Or
microbiology?
Unfortunately not. Xenobiology is one, but aside from that,
I suggest that we maybe call up to the bridge and essentially open up the Star Trek equivalent of a chat room and basically start crowdsourcing a solution from any of the scientists on board the ship.
Folding on a starship.
Yeah, of course you can check who is actually a specialist in this field, get them to work. Why not?
Cool. So you open that up, and I'm going to say that with the emergency arrival, or with your sort of emergency beam out, Commander Kassar, who is acting captain at this point, retakes center chair.
By the way, our captain is currently in the sick bay with probably on the last remaining bio bed. Like, guys, I've got an ear problem. Somebody was going to do that earlier today. Guys, hello? Anyone here?
Yeah. It's sort of like that that thing out of Airplane, where we're going to cut back right at the end of this episode and watch as like the captain's life science with the med bay dark. Captain's life science is just going beep beep beep. So yeah, you come up to the bridge, and Commander Kassar is at center chair waiting to accept this. Is that Commander, status report?
We've successfully stabilized all of the remaining. Oh, Commander, that would be Phlox. Never mind. I don't say that.
Yeah.
What do I do?
Yes, for a status report, Commander.
Yeah. Everyone for the time being appears to be stable, but we still don't yet have a cause of the cellular degeneration the colonists had been experiencing, and we are attempting to fold it home, for lack of a better term.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you say this out loud, or is this trying to be kept sly so that the colonists do not hear you?
I'll say it out loud. I mean, I want them to know what's going on. I mean,
understood.
That everyone is, for the time being, stable. Nothing to be alarmed at.
Cool. So Commander Kassar will say, excellent. Doctor, I'd like you to perform a full, or as well of a scan as you possibly can on all members of the senior staff with you. I need you on the bridge as soon as we can possibly have you. You're going to do no good to us down there. If there is a reason for you to remain quarantined, then by all means we will keep you quarantined. But if there's no risk, then I need you up here and finding a solution for this. In the meantime, we'll have the science division pour over the data that you've been able to bring off of the planet, and we'll have a status report for you ASAP.
Sounds good. I'll get right on it.
Bridge out.
How are the colonists reacting? Because they might have overheard what the report, and if they are agitated or something, they seem to me a little bit irritable, at least. Mm-hmm. Maybe they could resort to violence. So I keep my 3 security persons from the detail ready. If there is something, we might actually restrain some more people.
Okay. Do me a favor then. Give me a reason plus security roll.
Okay.
Difficulty on this is going to be 1.
All right. Would maybe reconnaissance or so apply?
I would allow that. This is
Okay.
to over here.
All right. Let's see. Task roll. Difficulty was 1.
1.
Okay. Yeah, I hope that works without getting momentum. So let's roll it.
You're fine.
Yeah,
You're
no.
not fine.
No, sadly, no. I should have taken the momentum, but no.
Man, roll sniping works every time. So, yeah, unfortunately, you're not really able to pick up much in the way of chatter. What you do see is you see a wave of calm going over the colonists now that they're no longer on the planet. You get the feeling they sense that their immediate danger is over. It's clear that some of them heard what your doctor said, so it's not like they're completely ignorant to what was going on, but you're unable to pick up any chatter about what that might mean for them.
All right.
So, in the meantime, Dr. Phlox, I would like, or sorry, not Dr. Phlox, Commander Strohm, I would like you to give me a control plus command task, if you would be so kind.
Okay, which difficulty?
This is going to be a difficulty of 4.
Okay, wow. Does any one of my focuses apply? What's it about?
I had looked, and none of your focuses apply.
Okay. So, let's see.
Is this something we can assist on?
No, this is for Commander Strohm and Commander Strohm alone.
Okay, then I might actually empty our momentum pool to buy 2 additional dice because that's quite a high difficulty.
Whoop.
Maybe that will work, or maybe not. Let's find out. So control and command. Okay, let's roll it. Yeah, and it's a complication on top of a failure.
Great, I'll take that. Now, yeah, fortunately, you don't have any momentum to you don't have any momentum to stop that with. I mean, actually, you could give me 2 threat if you want to avoid that.
Oh yeah, take the threat. Yeah.
All right. Okay, Commander Strohm, be on the lookout. So,
Well,
Dr. Phlox.
That was cryptic.
Oh boy. Is Commander Strohm having a seizure now too?
That will be the appropriate time and place.
Another one, Jesus.
Oh boy.
Oh man, who knows how these human brains work? Ugh.
Imagine having a human brain. Couldn't be me.
How is actually the what's her name? I think Sarah Shipley also. Does she show some signs of weird behavior, more weird than the other colonists?
No, not at all, actually.
I'd actually like to ask her what this whole mess is about. She was accused to actually have put the the shepherd or so somewhere. So does she know what the Dr. Belmont was talking about?
Do you ask her?
Yes, of course. I'm curious.
Okay. She's like, I have no clue what she's talking about. Because the shepherd's not a thing. I mean, it's looking out over us. It's like asking someone to hold God in their hands. Like, can you really do that? So she's crazy.
she seemed that way, but she actually seemed to believe that. So at least for her, there's some substance. Did you take anything she might actually mistaken for something like that or so?
No, I'm like, you can check my biology. I'm clean.
Yeah.
I don't even drink alcohol.
Yeah, very, very commendable. Yeah, I was just wondering because she was quite insisting on that you have something that she was missing, but probably she's only a little bit deranged.
Do I overhear this, or am I off doing something else?
Give me a we'll say control plus security to overhear.
Nope. Apparently, I rolled a 17 and a 17.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I think
unfortunately, you do not overhear this.
All right, very good.
Today we are not very observant. I think it's yeah.
Yeah. And Frank, just FYI, I just sent you a few messages via Discord.
Oh, wait, I didn't look at
Yeah.
Discord.
Yeah, I had tried doing it via Roll20, and I've had catastrophic effects with that sometimes. Like
Okay.
really, really, really bad stuff being private or being public.
All right. Yeah.
Oh, let me do one thing.
Yes.
Because yeah, she said that she doesn't have a thing, and she said that Shepherd protects everyone here, and I you know what, I take her hand and hold it and say to her, you know, I can feel that. You're right. You're absolutely right.
She's like, yeah, well, thank you. I feel so blessed that you're the ones who found us.
Probably that has to be the thing. You know, it's
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it's
we
what
were
I
sent at the right moment to the right place.
yeah. It's just what I've been telling all of these people, that we are being looked out for. So with that, Doctor, like, what's everyone else doing, and that includes you, Thos, because we're going to be changing scenes shortly.
I think once I had seen that they had all transported safely into the cargo bay, there wasn't much else I could do here. So I think I found my way back to the bridge.
Okay. Yeah, there's an ensign sitting at the helm, looking like he's playing Pac-Man via the LCARs.
Is it Ensign Billy Mitchell?
Yes, it is now.
That man was playing Galaga. He thought we didn't notice, but we did.
Yeah. Weird thing is, he has the typical Starfleet command red outfit, but he also has it doesn't match a full on American flag tie with him at all times, and it clashes like hell. But he just refuses.
And a definitely non-regulation haircut.
Yes. Thank you, sir. That is canon now.
Right. Thank you, Ensign Mitchell. I'll take it from here. Good
Certainly.
luck in your upcoming legal battles.
I guess because of my age, I had to Google to see who that was.
Yeah.
I bet you're glad you did.
Yeah.
Not really, no. I would have been content to wallow in my ignorance.
King of Kong, great movie. So yeah, so he leaves and he walks out, and the turbo lift elevator door opens for him. Great. So Dr. Phlox, do you have anything you want to do, or before we end this scene?
Wasn't I supposed to be doing a whole bunch of scanning of people?
Yeah. Basically, yeah, I'm going to say that you You do some preliminary scans of everyone just with your tricorder. I'm not going to if you want to roll for it in order to generate momentum, you absolutely can.
Guess it couldn't hurt.
I mean, it literally cannot hurt unless you are afraid of some
you
complications.
You could generate complications.
Yeah, it's up to you.
Are we taking the risk, boys?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Good.
Then we're
Cool.
doing it.
So this will be a reason medicine roll.
Okay.
I'm gonna say the difficulty on this will be 2, and you will be doing this solo.
Okay.
Let me look at your full character sheet. Xenobiology will apply here. It's one of the most busted focuses I've ever seen. Just so long as you are not scanning someone of your own species.
Sure. Okay.
All right. Okay, so you're going to get 1 momentum back. Great. So when you do a scan for everyone, you do not see anything that is alarming. What you do see is that there are some irregularities that are popping up. Nothing that is to the level of what you've seen in the patients you have scanned previously. And yeah, that's what I will tell you. You're seeing some evidence of an effect on your crew members' biology, but nothing that is alarming you. And in fact, as you do this, you get a ping from the science division, and Lieutenant Commander Lakesh is on the other line. Doctor, I have that report you were looking for.
All right, go ahead.
We don't have a... Sorry. Other page. We can't isolate a cause, but we are able to rule out a virological basis. So whatever's going on here, it is not contagious.
Okay. Then that means I'm probably going to want Lieutenant Tahana and Commander Strohm back on the bridge with me to help try and figure out what this is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's a conference room that's being set up for you right now. Commander Cassard wants in on this. So if there's anything we can come up with, he wants to be informed.
Okay.
Excellent. Great. We can have all of the data transferred to the console in the conference room on deck 13.
All right.
Cool.
Let's send to
And
it.
with that, we are going to change scenes. Lieutenant Dea.
It's Lieutenant Shee. It's the Bajoran
Yeah.
naming convention.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry.
No
about
problem.
that.
No problem.
Lieutenant Shee, you are coming to the end of a very long shift. You've spent a little more than a week on this vessel, getting to know her engines. The thing that made this commission so interesting is the potential of the warp core and just how powerful and how fast and how efficient she can really be.
Mm-hmm.
We find you sitting at center console, going over. Actually, let me do this. We find you sitting at center console, which is the sort of hexagonal desk right at the over to the left.
Okay.
Going over your reports, going over all of the details from. Right. There we are. Going over the details from that day's duty shift, and everything is mundane. Everything feels normal. It feels a little like you are almost like this is the boring setup work before you can really get into what's going on with this ship's engines.
Okay.
Yeah, is there anything you want to be doing right now?
So just to be clear, so the demotion of the Tellarite has already happened, so I am the chief engineer right now, or is that still
Yes.
being okay? All right. So I'm aware of the situation down in the cargo bay and with the away team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm aware of that. Is there anything? I mean, I guess I'll start by running a diagnostic
Okay.
on all the major systems. Look for anything that might be out of whack.
Great. You can do that. That will be a difficulty 0 roll. We'll say this is going to be control plus engineering.
Okay, so I click the control button. I click the engineering button. Yes, I'm the old guy. You got to walk me through this. All right.
Okay,
Click
sure.
control. Click engineering.
Then you go over to the dice roller. I'll say you're doing a diagnostic, so I'll let your warp core mechanics focus apply here. So
Okay.
click focus use to yes.
Okay.
Complication range is going to be 1. So
Mhm.
so if you roll 20, that's bad.
Okay.
You are automatically set to 2 dice. If you want to use any momentum to give yourself extra dice, you click up to however many dice you want to roll, and then once you're all set, you hit the little Starfleet button next to task roll.
Okay. Do I have any momentum to buy a D20?
You have 1 left.
Okay, so I'm going to use the 1 momentum to buy an additional D20.
Okay.
So I can leverage my cautious.
Yeah, cautious, definitely.
Okay, so I'm going to. So I set the task roll to 3.
Set task roll to 3.
Okay.
Everything else should be the same, and yeah, whenever you're ready, click the little Starfleet symbol
next to task roll.
Yep.
Okay, I'm so sorry, guys.
Oh, please, no problem at all. No problem at all. Great. So you have 1 success and no complications. So
Okay.
you're going to get that 1 momentum back.
Okay, and can I re-roll the 1d20 that failed?
Yes, because of cautious. So then go back to your dice roller and then reduce task roll down to 1. Great. So you're going to get 2 momentum from this.
Okay.
Which is good because you're going to lose 1 when the scene changes. Great. So yeah, diagnostics come back. Everything, she's purring just like normal. You can see that the warp core is behaving within acceptable parameters. The dilithium crystals that are in the warp core are outputting energy at a quite impressive rate. And yeah, the only thing that's odd you find is, and I'm going to say you're getting ready to go off of duty shift at this point. You don't see anything that pops up with the engineering that catches your eye, but you do see that there is an incoming personnel file, or there's something about engineering personnel that is coming in for your review.
Okay.
Thank you,
And
Tahana. So yeah, you can see that this is an incident report. This is you're not HR. You are an engineer, but as chief engineer, it's your job to review these things and then pass them on to the relevant departments. And you can see that Lieutenant Zug Jorthok, who was the chief engineer before you,
okay.
he got into an altercation with one of the ensigns that is assigned to engineering. Nothing physical. It was a shouting match, and now Tellarites being Tellarites, a Tellarite getting into an argument is not something that would get written up.
Right.
But for a Tellarite to get written up on a personnel issue, that means it had to have been bad.
Okay. All right.
And from what you know, I'll say this, that this whole shuffling around of like the chief engineer position, this isn't like a, oh man, you suck, so we're giving you the old heave ho and putting someone else in there. Is he pleased that he's no longer chief engineer? No. But he's not like, it's not like you're going to be waking up one day with him standing over you with a phaser pointed right at your head.
Well, that's good to know. That's comforting. Right. Is the I don't want to metagame. Is it generally common knowledge, since they're one of the founding races of the Federation, is it generally common knowledge that Tellarites you're expected to dicker and argue with them? It's just part of their culture. Okay, so I can assume my character knows that.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, so I'm too tired to do it right now, but I'll make I'll schedule an appointment to have a conversation with him about the incident.
Great. Great. Now, what do you want to do after that? When you come off of a duty shift, do you decide that you want to, or do you want to go straight to quarters? Do you want to head to the mess hall? What's up?
Sorry, we haven't been called.
Oh, sorry, we had lost you briefly.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So what I was going to say was, I haven't been called up to the conference room or anything like that, or asked to give my input on what's going on at present regarding this.
Not at present.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to return to my quarters and take a very fast sonic shower, change into my uniform. Well, I guess I'm off duty, so I'll put on casual clothing.
Yep.
And then, assuming I don't get any emergencies between then and now, I'll head to the mess.
Cool. And it is at that point, like you step out of the sonic shower, and you put on whatever your casual wear is, and you're just about to sit down and maybe get yourself a hot beverage or read a book or whatever you do to relax after a long duty shift. That's when Lieutenant Shee.
Lieutenant Shee.
Yes. You've been summoned up to the conference room on deck 13 for a senior staff meeting, sir.
Okay, I'll be right up.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. Bridge out.
I'm assuming the protocol is that if it's a senior staff meeting, I need to go back and get changed again. So I'll go and do that. Do a quick costume change and head up to the conference room.
Yeah, it's like you take that drink that was just replicated as you were about to take your first sip of it.
Right.
You set it right back onto the table, or even better, you just put it right back into the replicator cavity, and it just dematerializes.
Right.
Great. So scene change. We're gonna drop one momentum. and we find ourselves on the in the conference room with senior staff present. The first time we've had senior staff present since we started this thing. So not only is it Commander Strohm, Lieutenant Tahana, Dr. Phlox, Lieutenant Thos, and Lieutenant Shee. There's also Lieutenant Commander Lakesh, who is the he's the Arcarian science officer, the one that you've been speaking with. I think that's actually. Do I have who else is?
Captain's not there, but the
commanding officer.
Officer is.
Just have all my notes somewhere. So yeah, we have. Yep, I think that's everybody. Great. So, Commander Kassar sits down and says, "Well."
Yes, my character is going to be looking somewhat nervous, like, "Oh boy, here we go. Knew this was going to happen."
Yep.
But I don't actually say anything.
Mm-hmm. He says, "We have a bit of a situation on our hands, and we need to get to the bottom of it quickly. First of all, I want to commend the away team for the rescue of the colonists on Stalis 2. That is exactly the sort of work that we expect from Starfleet officers, and you are to be commended for that. But now, we seem to have an issue. Before I got here, there was a report of an incident in our mess hall. An argument broke out in a fight. Now, I'm not...
I don't say that.
Now, it's been a while since I've seen any Terran films, but I am to imagine full-on Western bar scene. I'm glad that our chairs are not bolted onto the ground, or some of them would have ended up smashed. So, I need options, people. What do we know about this, and how do we stop it?
Do we think this incident is related to the affliction that the away team encountered?
It is correlated. The details are extremely similar of an argument that escalates into violence. The big difference here, you could tell actually that Commander Kassar very worryingly says, we do have at least one incident of phaser discharge. Luckily, the device was set to stun, so no one was seriously hurt.
Have we determined what the vector is of this affliction? Because I didn't think it was able to get out of the cargo bay.
Yeah, you have not figured out exactly what is causing it.
What was the argument about before that escalated?
Seemed something as mundane as a personal slight.
Have we done any scans for anything in orbit?
You have not. So this is actually what we will tell you is that you're starting to get a picture that whatever is affecting the colonists is likely affecting your ship as well, and it is incumbent upon you to figure out what is going on before the ship descends into chaos. So
we've ruled out a viral vector.
Mm-hmm.
And presumably a biological vector as well.
Right, so we shouldn't be thinking of this as a disease. Is it possible that it's a form of radiation that's being generated by the planet itself and has the ability to reach the ship even though it's in orbit?
Well, that is a possibility. So what we can do is you have some scientific data. So we can actually use the scientific method system for this.
Well, would raising the shields prevent the radiation from getting in?
It might. Our shields do protect against some forms of radiation, but not others.
May I suggest as some safety precautions, we might actually get hold of all the phasers that are currently in distributed amongst the crew members. Not that I expect something like an accidental or not so accidental phaser discharge to happen, but we cannot be too cautious. So let's get them collected and locked away.
I'd also suggest that it be a two-factor lock. Perhaps Commander Strohm and our XO need to open the lock simultaneously in order to release the probably the easiest thing to do would just strip out the phaser power packs and lock those away.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to, actually, Commander Kassar is going to say, I'm going to recommend that the ship immediately go into red alert. Are there
Sir,
any objectives? Are there any objections?
Sir,
I'm gonna object.
I would recommend against that. If tensions are already high and people are already on edge, putting us into an additional emotionally heightened state might cause more problems than it solves.
I actually agree that could cause much more distress amongst some maybe a little bit unstable people. So let's not escalate too quickly.
Okay. Fair enough. And he says, I think that raising the ship's shields is an absolutely prudent measure. We can go to yellow alert then. Lieutenant Thoss, I want you to send a signal to the nearest starbase and let them know of our situation.
All right, will do.
It would also be a simple matter by way of experiment that we could take the Griffin and just move her maybe a few AUs away from the planet and see if the symptoms abate.
Mm-hmm. Sure. So yeah, that's a thing that can totally happen. Yeah. So what you learn, or I'll just reiterate what you know. You know that this isn't viral. This isn't viral. This isn't contagious in the way that you would expect a disease to be contagious. You are getting scattered reports of irritability and small pockets of violence breaking out over the ship. So that's what you know. The question is, how do you stop it? Or how do you identify it, and how do you stop it?
Sir, I might have an idea. If we were to confine non-essential people to their quarters, we could still have the scientists participate in finding a solution by working together via using the ship's computers. It's as long as we try and stay professional and we don't insult each other's ideas. It's pretty hard to get emotional over facts and figures and numbers. If two different ideas are presented, two different teams can try and work those problems. It might help reduce the effects. We would be treating the symptoms, not the root cause. Well, we're trying to find the root cause, but it might also reduce the likelihood of another incident.
Potentially, but if it seems that these are interpersonal conflicts, don't you think that separating people might lessen the chance of conflict happening in the first place?
That's what we want, right? We want to get people to work together, but reduce the chance of conflict. So if everybody's working on scientific ideas using the internal comm system, then we have less chance of fights and more chance of figuring out what's going on. Might buy us some time.
Yes.
Regarding the conflicts, the colonists we put in the hangar bay, they seem quite peaceful. So they had conflict with another group, but amongst their group, they are not violent. So maybe we should investigate what makes them so peaceful and cooperative. They are not engaging in senseless violence against each other. So something might be there to that may be useful, at least.
What
I'm
are
not a
the
psychologist, but maybe someone is.
Maybe whatever this does has one of two effects. It either puts you in Camp A or Camp B.
what is it they're mining down there again?
They
Is what-
were not mining anything per se. They were excavating so that they could expand the underground colony.
It's a Class L planet. It's barely habitable, so they were building a complex underground.
Okay, I was thinking it was a mine because I heard something about a geologist earlier. That's why that
Yes.
was
Well,
stuck
I mean,
in
they
my head.
needed
What-
geologists to
Sure.
figure out what's going on.
Would it help if tensions start to rise? Would it help to maybe have some way to help people being affected by this let off some steam without it being directed against each other? Like if we had like a Parisi Squares tournament or something like that, so that they could, you know,
Perhaps, but I feel like we're focusing on the symptoms and not the we are
Well-
focusing on the symptoms and not the root cause.
well, I think until the root cause is discovered, the symptoms are still going to be with us. So we're going to have to deal with them.
Perhaps.
I concur. We need actually to manage some escalations. So getting people letting off steam sounds reasonable. So
Okay.
we could do both, of course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. These
Do
are
you
all.
think it-
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say, do you think it might be worthwhile the area that they're excavating? Maybe we could do a spectrographic and radiographic analysis and see if there are any unusual energy emissions coming from that area. Because I'm trying to think of something that's not biological
Mhm.
that could affect not only everyone on the planet in that area, but also the ship in orbit. Because I'm assuming that we're in some kind of synchronous orbit above the excavation site, or are we just like randomly spinning around the planet?
No, you are in a synchronous orbit.
Okay, so I mean, it's possible maybe this emanation can reach up and through the atmosphere and reach us up here. It couldn't hurt to take a look.
Maybe they actually opened some newly dug out caverns or so. They had some kind of celebration about that, and I think that's when things started.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and one of the things.
Be careful scanning. When I was down there when we were dropping off people before, I detected a weird, strange sort of mineral that actually blew out my tricorder when I tried to scan it. So I don't know. It might be difficult to scan down there.
Do I have any idea? Have I ever heard of a type of energy or a phenomena that would blow out a tricorder like that? Is that something I've ever heard of?
Not really, no.
I'd like to go down there and get a look at that.
We can't. The storms ionized the atmosphere far beyond the point where the pattern buffers could. Plus, the ceiling collapsed over the pattern buffers. So.
Well, we can take a shuttle down, no?
Yeah.
You do have another shuttle.
Sir, you're in your rights to do so, but from what I understand, the current hurricane down there would make piloting extremely difficult. Plus, I don't think it would be prudent to get closer to the source of this problem.
There's also there are people down there if you wanted to try to make contact with them again and see if that is a possibility.
Yes, Simmons is, I think, Anthony Simmons is their leader.
Yeah.
So we might actually contact him.
Yeah.
And they withdrew deeper underground. So yeah.
And we still have our shuttle down there, which is acting as a communications relay. So
yeah,
communications might still be up. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Captain, I'd like permission to or Commander, I'd like permission to. I have an idea. I'm gonna see if I can create a computer model of the brain that checks for that checks for these symptoms that we see, and then that way others could apply theories as to what radiation or what energy are causing the problems, and then use my model to check to see if it would result in the degradation we're seeing.
Sure. Great. That'll take a little bit, but I will totally allow that.
All right.
Cool. So yeah, like we were just at that point, and to bring it around so everyone knows, one of the rules that I play by is if it gets to a point where the party just starts talking in circles, then I will start awarding myself threat, just as a way of spurring decision.
Paralysis by analysis.
Pretty much. We were getting close there, but yeah, this will break through it. And yeah, the captain's going to be like, okay, Lieutenant Tahana, get on that. I want to get that model up ASAP. Interface with Dr. Phlox and the science team. Use all available data to see if we can pinpoint what's causing this and what we can do to potentially stop it.